Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sri Patel Samaj for the LAXMANBHAI Construction Inter-Gaam T10 tournament. We have the first game between Team Vekra and Team Samatra. We have the captains. We'll have Samatra captain bowling. Samaj is the ball. Youth League it is. Mehul, you won the toss. What are you going to do first? Batting first. What score are you looking at?
Looking at
90 to 100. Any changes in your side?
Yes. Hassan comes in and
Thank you. Is it a toss? Good for you. So what score are you looking at since you've not won the toss? 70. So news from the center is Team Vekra won the toss and elected to bat first.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Inter-Gaam T10 Night Cricket Tournament Season 3, organized by Shri Patel Samaj Youth League, proudly sponsored by our title sponsors, LAXMANBHAI Construction Limited, Ragwani Investments Limited, Westlands Food and Commodities Limited. Silver sponsors, Silverstone Quarry Limited and Silver Star Manufacturers Limited. Bronze sponsors, Hurry International Limited, Art Aluminium Works Limited and Nextcraft Limited. Media partners, EPCO Quarries Limited, EPCO Builders Limited, Gulf Timber and Hardware Supplies Limited. Fuel partners, Order of Energy, Mafuka Bread, Marvis Petroleum Limited and Lalji Ramji Filling Station. Man of the Match Award sponsors, Devki Nandan Limited and CBM. Highest number of 60s award sponsors, Syslink Computers Limited and Secure Eye. Hydration partner, Blue Bright Wave Construction Limited. Green Impact partners, Sarova Group of Companies, MK Builders Limited, Pipe Masters and Plastics Limited, Silmet Industries Limited. For every dot ball, a tree will be planted. So far, we have had 1,500 plus dot balls, means we're going to be planting more than 1,500 trees. Appreciation partner, Woodways Kenya Limited. We're about to begin the first game for tonight between Gaam Samatra and Gaam Vekra. Gaam Vekra won the toss, elected to bat first. And we begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. La ball.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 1 of today's evening. It's between Team Vekra and Team Samatra. Vekra had won the toss and decided to bat first. Opening the proceedings for Team Vekra would be Rinkesh Bekaria and Hiren Kerai. A lot of experience in there. Two aggressive batsmen. Hiren Kerai plays for Super League for Shri Patel Samaj, and Rinkesh Bekaria, the opening batsman for Team Ruaraka in the domestic league. And it would be a task for Rahul Vasani to be bowling to these two batsmen, as they wouldn't miss any opportunity to convert boundaries and sixes. Immediately Rinkesh steps down the track, hits it past the bowler, gets the first boundary of this game. Rinkesh opening his account in style, getting a boundary. In ball number 3 of the first innings. A bit of late swing for Rahul here. He tries to bowl it outside the off stump as he saw Rinkesh stepping out, but a bit of late in swing allowing Rinkesh to free his arms. Pitched up delivery onto the pads. He makes no mistakes and flicks it. Interesting to see the umpire signal, and it's signaled a boundary here. Boundary number 2, and Rinkesh already looking dangerous. This is a welcome ball for someone like Rinkesh. He's very strong on his pads. Steps down and makes no mistakes in flicking it from his pads. Back-to-back boundaries here from the bat of Rinkesh Bekaria. Interestingly, most of the games in this tournament has been high scoring thanks to some great work done by the groundsman in the wicket. It's a fantastic track. And this is a great atmosphere this evening As it's always a pleasure being here in the com box. Electrifying atmosphere, amazing lights. Great work by the Kachileva Patel Samaj Youth League. Another late swing for him. Steps down the track, but there's a fielder. There's a misfield here. Back-to-back misfield. Firstly, there was a misfield by the fielder at mid-on, and later on the fielder at cow corner tried to stop it, but it went past both the fielders and it goes all the way to the boundary. It's the third boundary, hat-trick boundaries in this over. And this live telecast is brought to you by Pavitra. They've been doing an excellent job, not just in this tournament, also for the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj T20. Another big heave here. And will it be the first maximum? Yes, it is. Rinkesh bringing the crowd alive. He is on fire, and he's actually brought the entire stadium on fire. First over, some delightful hitting from the bat of Rinkesh Vekaria. And I think a lot of thought process needs to be given also to the bowling, because they have been coming to his strong areas. They have been coming onto his paths. He's been very strong. For those who would have played against him knows that he's very strong on his paths, so they are actually feeding him. This, I'm sure the captain of Team Samatra wouldn't be very happy with his bowler in the first over. But Rinkesh already looking dangerous, having scored 18 runs from 6 deliveries. And with that, we come to the end of over number 1. And over number 2 brings in yet another delightful prospect where Rahul, I beg your pardon, Hiren Kerai is going to be taking strike. Look at the stats, ladies and gentlemen. Very experienced campaigner, over 240 matches, 7,000 runs, with the highest 184 in the recently concluded NCCA fixture, where his team scored 405 runs. Left arm fast bowler. There's yet another misfield, goes through the fielder. A cover drive, what it should have been a dot ball or a single, has been converted to a boundary, courtesy of some sloppy fielding here. Hit straight to the fielder at short extra cover. But the fielder makes a complete mess of it and gives away or concedes another 4 runs to Team Vekra. Meet Pindoria coming back in. A much more slower delivery, giving it a bit more air. And this has been the speciality of some of the medium pace bowlers. Meet Pindoria, youngster brought into the attack, played only 6 matches so far. Much is on his shoulders. He's bowling against the mighty Rinkesh and Hiren Kerai. Both of them are known for playing their shots, and they don't hold back when it comes to shorter version of the game. I mean, if you look at Rinkesh, he plays the same way, irrespective of whether it's a T20 or a 50 overs. He likes to attack, takes the attack onto the bowlers, tries to step out and hits it, wild swing, misses it, but there's a third man who would collect the delivery, collect the ball instead. And that's yet another single to Team Vekra. At this rate, the projected score seems to be massive. They're going at 17 runs per over. But too early at this point in time. It's just 1.3. It's just 9 deliveries. Like we always say, it doesn't matter how you start. It always matters how you finish. So this is exactly what Team Samatra would be also telling themselves, that they would want to get some wickets for the team. He ran there, going for a wild swing, yet another misfield, and caused another boundary. This has been a sad story for Team Samatra. Already they would have conceded at least 4 to 5 boundaries in misfields, consecutive misfields. This is not going to help the team, and also it will be disappointing for the bowler. That was a good delivery, not allowing Hiren Kerai to free his arms. But it's so unfortunate that the ball still had 4 runs written all over it. Coming in from his third delivery, he's reducing the speed. And which we've also seen in other games, the moment you take the speed off or the pace off the delivery, it's not easy to time the ball. And especially someone like Hiren, who's a great timer of the ball, relies a lot on timing rather than just sheer force. And if you look at Rinkesh, he tries to go the aerial route again, couldn't get the elevation or the distance. A fielder collects it there, it will be a single. Two contrasting batsmen. You have Hiren, who's more of timing, and then you have Rinkesh, who really likes to go after the bowling, use his mighty force and brutal force. But the mantra is the same for both of them. Clear the infield. Umpire signals the end of power play. This power play would definitely be in the name of Team Vekra. They've managed to score 32 runs and they look poised for a big score here. It's a 160 projection at this point in time, the way they are going. Expecting more crowd towards the latter part of the day. Usually it's a packed house by the start of the second game. People still flocking in from their offices, from their houses. Not just to enjoy some delightful cricket, but also some sumptuous food being offered courtesy of Shri Kachileva Patel Samaj community here. Length delivery, hit past the bowler towards cow corner and the fielder misses it. Rinkesh survives and gets yet another boundary. Hits it straight to the fielder at cow corner. He makes a mess of it. Length delivery goes towards the cow corner. Regulation catch. The fielder couldn't complete it. The fielder couldn't collect it, and yet another boundary. Not so great signs for the bowler, and personally as a bowler you would be very disappointed at this effort from the fielding team. Hit high in the air towards the mid wicket. There's a fielder coming down and dropped again. Back-to-back drop. Opportunity created here by the young one Shirani. He's created 2 opportunities in 2 deliveries. Both went begging. Rinkesh not able to get the distance. He got the elevation but not the distance. Now steps out again. This time hits it between the mid-wicket fielder and the square leg and gets yet another boundary. It's raining boundaries in Shri Kachileva Patel Samaj Stadium here. Courtesy Rinkesh Vekaria. He's already moved to 30 from 11 deliveries. His strike rate is close to 300. And I'm sure he's definitely not going to stop at this point in time. He's going to continue to hit because he knows that he's already got a quick 30. If he can get another 20 to 30 runs for his team, they're definitely looking poised for a big score here. Steps out again. Now hits it straight past the bowler. Dropped again. Going through the hands of the fielder at long on. It's completely baffling, not just for the fielders, not just for the fielding team, but also for us here in the comm box. It's already 3 opportunities that went begging through the hands of the fielders. Regulation catches all of it. This time he hits it over the extra covers. Will it go? Finally, the fielder holds it. After nearly 4 attempts, one of the fielder decides to hold it and gets it. And this marks the end of Rinkesh Vekaria, but he's played a wonderful cameo for his team. A brilliant cameo of 34 runs from 12 deliveries, making sure his team moves to 46 runs in less than 3 overs. He played at almost a 300 strike rate, and some great hitting from the bat of Rinkesh. Unfortunately holds out to Vanshi Rani, who has created more than 3 opportunities in this over. Brings in the ever-smiling Milan Shiani. Whenever I've seen this boy, he always has a smile on his face. Good young prospect. The wicket-keeper of Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj. Plays for the Division 1. Homeboy here. Gets off the mark with a single here. Promoted by his captain here. Good opportunity for Milan Shiani here. So at the end of over number 3, the score moves to 47 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. We've been witnessing some delightful hitting from Rinkesh Vekra, who finally held out to Vanshi Rani. Good promising youngster, created some opportunities. Unfortunately, a couple of them went begging, and finally his team getting the catch and marking the return of Rinkesh. It would be Milan to take strike in the 4th over, and I'd like to welcome my fellow commentator Vishal. Vishal, a good game in our hands here. Vekra already dominating in the power play, courtesy some delightful hitting from Rinkesh. How do you see the game is poised?
First of all, thank you to Prasad. I think it's definitely a good battle here. Unfortunately, Team Samatra not grabbing those catches of Rinkesh. I think three of the over, and the 4th one at least getting a good catch here. So let's hope that even Milan Siani over the covers this time around. One bounce into the hands of the fielder. So even Hiran Kerai himself, he would like to stick to the wicket as well, as he knows he can score big here as well. A flighted delivery outside the off stump, a wide-ish.
Vishal, how important is fielding become in the modern day game? Because gone are the days when you would see unfit fielders coming, and people who are not very fit. But these days in international cricket as well, there's a lot of emphasis on the fielding. I think we've always known as cricketers, catches win matches. That's something that we've always heard. So how important is fielding, especially in the shortest format? I think T10 is almost the shortest format that we are having at this point in time.
As we can even see during these tournaments, we have only a few teams that have the big names. Like for example, the big names in terms of Dhiren Gondaria playing for Mijapur. We have Sachin Budia playing for Sukparova, and a couple of others as well. So if you don't manage to grab those catches and grab the fieldings, they will definitely play one-handed. As you can see, the way the T20, T10, T20, 100s, they are pretty quick games. Any mistake down the line, definitely lose out in here.
And I think it's also disappointing for the bowler who's creating opportunities. So it's very interesting for someone like Vansh, who's a young boy. I saw him bowling the previous over. You see, he was taken for 4 boundaries, but not realizing that out of that, all 4 could have been stopped. Those are catches dropped. So as a young bowler, how disappointing it is.
If not even being young, or even being a senior member, if you get out of your confidence level during the bowling while being hit over the park and while being not caught away, would definitely bring your confidence level down.
Hiren Kerai trying to cut loose here. Gets a boundary towards the cover region. He's been waiting for that opportunity. So far, the team Samatra had managed to keep him quiet. He was happy to enjoy the delightful hitting from his partner Rinkesh on the other end, but now decides to take the matter in his own hands, gets a boundary, moves him to 19 from 7 deliveries. And coming back to my interesting conversation with Vishal, Vishal, how do you see the overall fielding has been in this tournament? Because obviously I've never had the opportunity to commentate a lot of games in this tournament. So how do you feel is the overall standard in terms of fielding?
I think, as I mentioned, some of the sides are balanced. Some of the sides have only a few players. It is definitely some average fielding that has been come out during this tournament because of the way the teams have been made, the way the players have been fed in. So it would definitely be a 1-on-1 situation anyway. Like one game could have a massive or a best fielding position, while the other games would definitely not have that courtesy of players being making an effort to grab all those things that are in place.
Also, as being a part of the organizing team here for many years, I mean, what was the thought process behind having such a tournament? And when did it actually start? You know, for our viewers who would like to know about it, how did it start? When did it start? And what was the thought process? If you could shed some light on it, it would be interesting.
So I think the thought process was not all about putting in all the boys into the play, but is just getting the young boys and the community to come in place and at least have the game being carry forward to the youngsters as well. While as we can see, I'll just give an example of a player for Team Vekra, that is Sachin Siani. In the first season, we didn't even know who Sachin Siani was. Even during those times of years, we didn't know Sachin Siani was. But when we started implementing this kind of tournaments, they know that, you know, I'll have to make a lot of effort to come in and play for this particular GAM that is coming from. And as you can see, Sachin Siani, even playing the Super League, getting best bowler in the Super League Division 1, getting the best bowler. Now he's here playing this tournament. It is something the boys even still have 13, 14 years of age could also come in next year playing the same tournament for their GAM. And this is the third season, as you can see, which has been an alternative. One year we have the Inter-Gaam, the other we have the Samaj Premier League, where all the players are being auctioned and coming to play. So even with that motivation, the players are making a lot of effort in to contribute in this tournament. At least they know that if someone sees me in this tournament, definitely would auction me in the SPL as well.
I mean, indeed, and as someone who's been in the cricket circuit for over the 10 years, I must appreciate the pool of youngsters which is created by Shri Kachileva Patel Samaj, and that shows even in the performance at the domestic circuit. You have one of the best pool of youngsters which you have seen, the likes of Sachin Shiani and many others for that matter. And we've also seen a very encouraging culture in your team where you promote youngsters who are doing well in Division 1 to Super League so that they get an opportunity to compete with the absolute best in Super League. So this is quite interesting and a great initiative of the Youth League, because as a Youth League convener also yourself, and now also being at the helm of affairs, I think there's a lot of other activities that you do as well, isn't it, Sri, the Youth League?
There have been a lot of activities that usually happen throughout the year. So we would averagely count at least one event per month is always there. As once we finish this tournament, we'll have the throwball tournament that is going to be played by the ladies in the month of September. So once that is done, then we have the Navratri coming in, then we have the Diwali coming in. So all these functions are usually being organized by the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj under the Youth League banner, alongside with as well as other committee also comes in place as well. So it is not only about cricket, but it is all about being in a social activity, we try and bring at least all these youngsters, the families to come in and enjoy. Like the way this tournament is, full month enjoyment. The families come out, enjoy themselves. The kids come out, enjoy, have some food. The vendors also show their showcase of having a delicious food as well. So it is all over. Everybody is anyway benefiting from it. Like the cricketers are benefiting of getting a name into the side, and also being part of the team. They also know that in near future something will also benefit them in terms of playing for the nationals as well.
Very interesting and very insightful discussion, Vishal. Thank you so much for all the insights you've shared for our viewers. And I'm sure this is definitely going to be inspiring also for those who have so far not able to reach out. This could be a message for them that if they want to make it, they should be trying to participate or contacting the representative of their GAM and coming up for net practices or whatever, so that they get an opportunity as well to come and perform. In the meanwhile, coming back to the action at the end of we are halfway through of the first innings. Score moves to 77 for the loss of 1 wicket. And I would also like to address another point that I've seen. In general, in this wicket, we've observed that slower bowlers or the medium pacers who've utilized the slower deliveries have not been easy to smack, or have not been easy to play, even by the likes of the best batsmen. Do you think that's something to do with the wicket, or is it something to do with the bowler?
I think it is, as you mentioned, it is a short format. All the batsmen really want to go hard. The way Rinkesh was going hard towards the deliveries, so all the batsmen want to go hard. While going hard, the bowlers are slowing down the delivery. Means that the batsmen need to force that shot into the boundary, and forcing the shots is not definitely a good position. The same way, look, Milan Siani trying to force that towards the leg side, and unfortunately he finds a fielder and he'll have to walk back. With that, 9 deliveries faced. He scored 18 runs. Look at the position. His really intent is to go over the leg side boundary, and with the wicket on that side, leg side is much shorter. Look at that position. Moves towards the offside, slightly towards the square leg, into the buckets.
This is wicket number 2, and he played a wonderful cameo for his team, getting 18 runs of 9 deliveries. And I'm sure this would be the same approach of all the batsmen, because they've already gone to 80 runs, which is possibly a score that we would usually see at the end of 7th over. Now they're already at the end of 5th over, 79, so they would be now looking forward to get every single run that they could get, try to post a huge score. As you can see, the projected score is 148. So this would be what, anything above 130, 140 is what Team Vekra would be looking at.
So that is all depending on how Hiran Kerai reacts to the situation. If the other batsmen have really taken their mind in that we want to hit every ball, I think definitely they would still have to pin down, as there was another game that they were playing. A good shot there by Haseen. Coming in, as we even discussed earlier on, fielding is all about the mission that is going to be pinning down the runs anyway.
There were 2 or 3 opportunities that went begging for from Rinkesh, even in the first over. But having said that, Haseen going for a big heave, and looks like it's gone all the way. Umpire looking at the fielder, and yes, it is a maximum. Harsheen now getting into the attack. Shortish delivery, asking to be punished and getting the treatment it deserved.
I think if the fielder was on the rope, would have definitely be a catch. This is what we are talking about, being greedy in the field would definitely give a bowler run of to the batsman anyway.
Hiran Kerai coming back from a brilliant knock of 184 runs in the domestic circuit. This is the score so far. Rinkesh 34 from 13, Hiren 10 for 24 from 10, and a good cameo there from Milan, who scored 18 runs from 10 deliveries.
So Vansh coming back to the attack. Slow delivery to Hiren Kerai.
I would say this youngster has really been impressive. He bowled in the right areas, same areas back to back, even in the first over. Had it not been for some sloppy fielding, we'd be looking at least 10 runs. We'd be looking at only 5 runs in the first over, 5 or 6 runs. Seeing Hiren stepping down the track, trying to baffle him with a low full toss, but not getting the line right. Umpire signals a wide here. And this is exactly what we were speaking. A lot of good, promising youngsters who would be now ready for the upcoming SIPL, March Premier League, which will be coming the following year in 2027. And another slower delivery. Hiren not able to punch it. He was looking forward to punch it towards the extra covers. Beaten by the speed. Very good bowling from Vansh Hirani. He's kept things very tidy and very quiet.
I think the bowlers who definitely have a plan to bowl to Hiren. A short delivery up in the air. Unfortunately, no field underneath. Trust me, that catch could have been a plus point for Team Samatra.
Absolutely, and it would have done a boy like Vansh a whole lot of good in terms of his confidence, because to be able to get the wicket of a senior player, senior professional, if I must say right, Hiren Kerai, would have been absolutely encouraging for Vansh. Unfortunately, the wicket eluding him as it lands in no man's land.
Once again up in the air. Again missed catch. Hiren Kerai gets a chance here. What I don't understand is what Hiren Kerai is planning to do. Unfortunately, it's not working out anyway.
A big heave towards the cow corner. There's a fielder there. He collects it. Hiren gets 2 runs. Looks like. Yes, it is 2. So mentioning about youngsters like Sachin Shiani earlier. Now we see another young boy. Looks like a good prospect. Vansh Hirani. Another good youngster who's actually making his name slowly in Division 1 is Dhruv. The left arm medium pacer. What would you like to say about him, Vishal? In the meanwhile, there's a big heave. And goes all the way. This is another maximum from Hiren Kerai. Ball drifting onto his pads. Very strong on his legs there. Makes no mistake. It was in this slot. And he goes for it. With the swing. Coming back. Talking about the youngster Dhruv.
So he's a left arm medium pacer, Dhruv Pindoria. A very good youngster who likes doing a lot of effort in the training, and he has a good recognition as well.
What was interesting also about the bowling of Vansh, for those of you who are watching, he's using his crease very well. This time he is actually bowled behind the crease, this delivery. So if you can see his next delivery, he would come ahead. So he's managing it very well, but we've come to the end of his over. So 2 overs, 28 runs, but it would be his numbers. Don't be boggled by his numbers. Actually, if you were really watching him, he did much better than that. And his figures, I feel, should have been at least 15 runs short, had it not been for some sloppy fielding. Brings back Meet Pindoria, comes back with a wide delivery. Umpire signals a wide. He's got a very unique action. Ball moving away from the right-handed batsman. But what he really needs to do is to concentrate on his line. He would rather be okay bringing it towards the middle stump and getting some late movement. That would help his cause and also the cause of his team.
Let's see how Ashin Varsani reacts to these outswingers. Up in the air to the mid-wicket. And another drop catch. So there's been abundance of fielding here from Team Samatra. Not some good signs here for Team Samatra. Straight into the buckets, out of the buckets. He'll have to pay that full toss delivery towards the straight boundary. A maximum. With that maximum, Hiren Kerai moves to 42 runs.
You cannot afford to do this to someone of the quality of Hiren Kerai. He'll punish you. He'll punish you badly. And this is exactly what he did. Is great quality batsman. You cannot afford to stray loose with such full toss. Another full toss here, asking to be hit. Not sure if he's found the distance and the elevation. Yes, if he gets it. Maximum number 2, back-to-back sixes from the bat of Hiren Kerai. He's slowly cruising. In fact, slow would be an understatement. He's cruising in well towards his 50. Just of 18 deliveries. Almost going close to 275 strike rate. And the captain would not be too pleased with the bowler, Vishal.
He's the captain himself and will definitely not be happy, but with his reactions, before we say anything, Hiren Kerai scores his 50 runs. So
That's 50 up for Hiren Kerai. Getting a 50 in such short format is not easy. And he scored it quickly, very quick. In fact, almost a 300 strike rate. Hiren Kerai looks good, and the score is already massive, 120 runs. And we're still in the 8th over, trying to heave it towards cow corner. Holding out to the fielder there, gets only a single, brings back Harshin Varsani on strike.
I think generally Meet Pindoria's body language says it that he's very much frustrated with all these catches. About 5-6 catches have been dropped. 5-6 catches being dropped in a T10. This is definitely a costly to the fielders and a team that is bowling anyway.
I think you've been kind enough. It is indeed a crime in such a short format to be able to draw to, because if you had you converted those catches, you never know. This could have been, we would have been looking at maybe 60 or 70 runs with six wickets back.
we could have been talking to a different topic at this stage.
Absolutely. We would have been rather talking about what Team Vekra should have been doing to actually make sure that they get to a decent score. But on the contrary, right now, the topic is that they're moving to a huge score. Could this be the highest score of this tournament? So far, 122 runs with 2 more overs to go.
So Uday Varsani coming to bowl his second over. Even this bowler likes using his crease. He will bowl one towards the crease, one behind the crease, even behind the stumps as well. So the potential is there, the plan is there, but unfortunately the team fielders are not with them. Bowled outside off stump. Uday Varsani. Once again, a swing and a miss from Hiren Kerai. So towards the mid wicket, Just a single to bring back Hasin Varsani on strike.
So far, Uday has done a good job this over, not allowing the batsmen to free their arms. As Vishal was mentioning, he's been using the crease, he's been varying his deliveries, trying to not go into the arc. In the meanwhile, one goes into the slot and he's deposited it outside the boundary line for a maximum. This is yet another 6. Hashin, his eyes lit up at the opportunity and hits it all the way towards the cow corner. And he deposits it into the river. I would say the bowler was lucky there. That was a length delivery, shorter delivery, swaying towards the leg side. Lucky to have just given away a wide. Keeper collects it well. So after 4 deliveries, where Uday looked very comfortable, was not allowing the batsman. The long levers coming into play here. Shorter delivery goes towards the fine leg. This fielder at square leg runs it and takes it. If you can see, Hashin Varsani uses a long handle, a different grip, holding it towards the top. These are especially something that very typical of hard hitters. Likes to use the long levers to clear and hit those huge sixes.
So end of 9 overs, we are at 133 for the loss of 2. Courtesy of Hiren Kerai playing on 54. We have the final over. Would definitely be bowled by Rahul Varsani. Let's see if we have any other new bowler in place. So Rahul Varsani coming to bowl the final over. Would definitely be another firework over here, as Hiren Kerai would definitely, as you can see, he's walked out of the crease, as Rahul Varsani likes bowling in swings. Bowling outside off stump. So the target is to bowl outside the off stump.
Rahul also realizes that Hiren is stepping out of his crease, trying to get the ball in the full. He knows that he's bringing it. He can also bring it a bit outside with his late swing. To negate the swing, he's come out. Rahul equally up to the task, but this time he goes towards the cow corner, beats the fielder there, gets 4 runs. As Vishal was mentioning, ball coming in. And this is exactly Hiren was trying to do. He comes out, shuffles, picks it, and gets the bones out of that delivery.
That is his typical shot that he usually likes playing, with the one knee down. Once again, bowling outside off stump.
It would be interesting to see how he comes back. He needs to deliver a good over for his team, but these wides are not helping the case. Hiren not going for the extra run because he wants to be on strike. And that is what his team would also expect. Hiren being there for maximum deliveries in this over. Vishal, do you think this would be the highest runs in this tournament so far scored by a team.
It's already on a higher side. If I remember, the highest was 125. We still have 5 more deliveries. Full toss, up in the air. So just a single here to bring back Haseen Varsani on strike. Looks like they're trying to aim 150 here.
Yeah, that was a slower delivery from Rahul. Perhaps the reason why Hiren was not able to get the distance. Otherwise, he would have deposited it for another maximum. Brings in Haseen back on strike. Another wide delivery. These extras are not contributing to the cause. You have to also feel for the bowler. He's already under pressure because he knows his team is already looking at a very high score, perhaps the highest in this tournament so far, 142. The run rate is almost past 15 runs per over. So this could be the first 150 runs scored in this tournament, but Haseen would have been disappointed, and yes, he looks very disappointed having missed out on an opportunity. That was in the slot one, asking to be hit.
As usual, the problem with Haseen is he likes to go over the mid-wicket and the square leg fielder. If this ball could have hit straight, could have definitely go over the screen. Can you see where the ball is, where the bat is swinging? Oh, that has been run out. Drama here between Haseen and Hiren. Haseen wanting to give strike to Hiren Kerai, which
I think he managed it almost by sacrificing his wicket. So he had almost crossed by the time he was run out, so it helped his cause. Unfortunately, he had to sacrifice his wicket, but I don't think his team, neither him, would mind it much because we have only 2 more deliveries left in this first innings, and they would be happy to see Hiren face both of them.
So another upcoming youngster, I would say, Ashit Asani. He will have to stay towards the non-striker end as we see what Hiren Kerai. Grounded shot, fielded well. And a single from Hiren Kerai. The final delivery will be faced by Haseen Asani.
Brings us to the final delivery of the first innings. Team Vekra already on 143. So it's Haseen Asani who's going to be facing the last delivery. Tries to play towards the point. Still gets a single, and with that we've come to the end of the first innings. Team Vekra scoring 144 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. And in a few minutes, Team Samatra would be back. And they would need 145 runs. I beg your pardon, it was 144 by Team Vekra. And Samatra would need 145 runs. This is the leading run scorers of this tournament. And with his performance right now, with his 50, Hiren Kerai moves to second spot just behind Hiren Kabaria, who scored 192 runs from 4 innings. Hiren played 1 innings lesser, he scored 131. And the highest with 81 runs. And at number 3 is Ashok Vekaria, which we saw him day before yesterday for his team Mandvi. He's on 124, and followed by Aditya Vekaria. And here for the bowling, these are the leading wicket takers. Pankaj Budia getting 7 wickets from 4 innings. Urav Budia getting 7 again from 3 innings. And Kaushal Mepani for Team Surajpur getting 7 wickets from 3, and followed by Rikesh Irani, the experienced Rikesh Irani, who plays for Sukhpur, getting 6 wickets from 3 innings. This is the leaderboard for the best fielders, and Chandra Shirani, the wicket-keeper, getting 8 dismissals in 3 matches, and Mansukh Jasani, yet another keeper, who's getting 6 dismissals, and Pankaj Sankani, all the keepers leading the race. Obviously, as keepers, you get more chances for dismissals, and followed by Yash Rabadia, who's at number 4 with 5 dismissals. And total fours, as you can see, 513 fours. It seems to be having a boundary hitting fest here, and 145 sixes. Look, Hiren Kabaria leading the race with 13 sixes, and Aditya Vekaria with 17 fours, followed by Hiren Kerai with 16 fours, Hiren Kabaria again with 16 boundaries. And in the sixes, Hiren Kabaria is followed by Ankit Hirani with 7 sixes, and Hiren Kerai with 6 sixes. And also we see the experience there in Gondaria. And this is how the teams are poised in the league stages so far. Kera Kundanpur leading in Group A, Vekra leading in Group B, and Naranpar leading in Group C.
Gentlemen, to the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Inter-Gaam T10 Night Cricket Tournament Season 3, organized by Shri Patel Samaj Youth League, proudly sponsored by our title sponsors, LAXMANBHAI Construction Limited, Ragwani Investments Limited, Westlands Food and Commodities Limited. Silver sponsors, Silverstone Quarry Limited and Silver Star Manufacturers Limited. Bronze sponsors, Hurry International Limited, Art Aluminium Works Limited and Nextcraft Limited. Media partners, Epco Quarries Limited, Epco Builders Limited, Gulf Timber and Hardware Supplies Limited. Fuel partners, Order of Energy, Mafuko Bread, Marvis Petroleum Limited and Lalji Ramji Filling Station. Man of the Match Award sponsors, Devki Nandan Limited and CBM. Highest number of 60s award sponsors, Syslink Computers Limited and Secure Eye. Hydration partner, Blue Bright Wave Construction Limited. Green Impact partners, Sarova Group of Companies, MK Builders Limited, Pipe Masters and Plastics Limited, and Silmet Industries Limited. For every dot ball, a tree will be planted. Appreciation partner, Woodways Kenya Limited. We're about to begin the second innings between Gaam Vekra and Gaam Samatra. Gaam Samatra require 145 runs to win in 10 overs. And we begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halabol.
Good evening once again to the second innings. Team Samatra needs to score a massive 143, and if they succeed in doing so, they would be setting up the biggest chase of this entire tournament. To opening the proceedings for Team Vekra is the experienced Mahendra Shani, someone who's been there in the circuit for many years, been known for bringing the ball into the right-handers with a late swing. We have seen him in this domestic circuit for many years. Fondly known as Mahi. So far, rendering a very, very good over. First over, captain wanting him to do a good over, and in fact, this is what he's delivered, conceding only 2 runs, and out of which 1 came as a wide. So he's off the bat. It's only 1 run that has been scored so far in 5 deliveries. And for Team Samatra, they would be needing much more in the power play. Power play would be something that would be looking to accelerate. And of course, we are almost coming to the end of the first over. Coming round the stumps, Mahendra trying to angle across the batsman. And he succeeded well in that. What a great first over from Mahendra, conceding only 3 runs. Looks like this would be the first boundary. And yes, boundary signal by the umpire. It is Nitin Versani who hits a cut shot, or rather I would say it's a back foot punch, going between the fielders and covers and extra covers all the way to the boundary. This is the first boundary and welcome boundary for Team Samatra. Wide signal by the umpire. We've got yet another youngster bowling here, Uday Praveen Banderi. Getting a bit of late outswing rather, from the right-hander. Brings it in. Just nudges it off his pads. Gets only a single. Collected by the fielder there, Diven Versani. This brings Vishal Kerai back on strike. So far he's already moved to 1 run. In the previous over, getting only a single and not able to face the rest of the deliveries. Shuffling towards the off stump, trying to give it a big heave towards the mid wicket. Not able to connect it. The ball swaying down the leg side, and wide signal by the umpire gets them an extra run. A big heave and a miss again. The bowler varying the speed very well. Batsman not able to connect it. Pace of delivery from Uday. Outside the off stump, trying to go for a big heave again towards the mid wicket. Uday managing it well after being hit for a boundary. He's come back well in this over so far. If it was not for the 2 extras, he would have only given 6 runs from 5 deliveries. Brings out to the last ball of the second over. Again, length delivery, moving, listen, getting some late moment. Hit straight to the fielder there. Harshin collects it, throws it back to the keeper, and that's the end of over number 2. Score moves to 11 runs. With that, we come to the end of the power play. And so far, Team Vekra would be very happy having conceded only 11 runs in their 2 overs of power play. Brings in Sachin Devji Shiani, the youngster that we've all been speaking about a while ago. Got recognized through this very tournament before moving into the CricHeroes Patel team for Division 1, becoming the best bowler, and later on being promoted to Super League last year and also becoming the best bowler in Super League. What a young prospect, only 15 or 16 years of age. Great prospect, great future prospect. A good left arm spinner with a great head on his shoulder. It's always a treat to watch Sachin Shiani. He's been consistent in his performances over the last 2 to 3 years. It wouldn't be far, as Vishal mentioned, when he gets a call up for the national team. He has given the batsman a flight, even though on the first 2 deliveries. Gives another flight towards the leg stump. The batsman goes the full Monty. Interesting to see, but only manages to get a boundary here. This was more like it was the arm ball. Batsman going on his knees. A good slog sweep to see. Not something that you would fancy a lot, especially in the new delivery, which comes a bit more quicker than once the ball is old. This time towards the off stump, a wild heave from the batsman, not connecting, but still gets a single. What has been interesting about Sachin as a youngster is also the fact that he's not afraid to toss the ball up. In the modern day game where it's all about darting the ball, hitting the deck, and bowling, especially in T20s and T10s, he likes to give it a bit of an air, asking the batsman to go after him. And this is where he varies his speed. Unfortunately, we don't have a speedometer here. Otherwise, we would have really, if you would have had a look at his speeds, he varies it very nicely. A big heave again towards the cow corner, but there's a protection there. And it is Harish who comes and collects the ball. The batsman gets a single there at the end of over number 3. Score moves to 19 runs. They need 126 runs at a run rate of 18 runs per over to be able to win this contest. A change in the bowling. Diven coming into the attack. Starts off with a full toss delivery. Lucky enough to be not able to go for a boundary or a six. The batsman manages only a single. Not able to get the distance nor the elevation. Another full toss here. Back-to-back full tosses from Divan. He'd be looking forward to find the length that he would want to apply. Lucky enough to have not gone for boundaries. Over number 4 in progress. Goes for a big heave, but a fuller delivery outside the off stump. Divan was quick to react. He realized rather that the batsman was actually shuffling towards his off stump, wanting to give it a full charge. Bowls it quick and full, not allowing the batsman to go underneath. Another fuller delivery, big heave from the batsman. Not able to find the middle of the bat. So far, Team Samatra batsmen have not been able to get the timing right. And this is exactly what we were talking earlier, that in a wicket like this, in a shorter version like this, it's important how the bowlers vary their speeds. And this we are seeing so well by the bowlers of, almost a Yorker delivery. Lucky enough to survive, to find some bat on it. Misses the keeper, misses the fielder. Gets 4 runs. Welcome boundary for Team Samatra. Welcome back, Vishal. We're almost at the end of 4 overs. Team Samatra at 28 for no loss. I'm sure they would be happy in terms of not losing wickets, but I think they are far behind the run rate that would be expected out of them at this point in time.
I think what they need to do is just try and get scores ticking. The overs are not important here. So 4 was down, 29 for no loss. Trying to hit a slow sweep, but not getting the timing right. Going towards the deep square leg. Some good feeling there by Team Vekra. Risha Sani in the field. So 2 runs saved for the side. Sachin Siani coming to bowl his second over. Up in the air. That is out of a park, 6 from Vishal Kerai.
Goes for a quick arm ball. Hits the deck. Surprises the batsman completely, not able to get the shot right. He wanted to go towards mid-wicket. This time he reduces the speed, but the batsman hits it over covers. Good shot from the batsman here. Hits it over extra cover for a boundary. Hits it in the air. Finds the fielder. Mehul not making any mistake. It was a regulation catch for him. Sachin changes the speeds there. He realizes that the batsman was expecting a bit more quicker from him. Slows down. Bowls it flat outside the off stump. Batsman hits it straight towards the fielder there, Mehul. That's wicket number 1 for Team Samatra. That's a yet another boundary. Some sloppy fielding from the fielder, the bowler. Divan having a painful smile on his face. He realizes that could have been either caught or at least could have been stopped. But boundary was definitely not written over it. The fielder confused by some extra bounce generated by the ball. Nitin Varsani getting yet another boundary, moves to 14 runs. But already halfway through and only 45 runs. I don't think Team Vekra would be much concerned about an odd boundary. But as far as Team Samatra is concerned, they need much more boundaries and sixes for them if they have to make a competition out of this chase. Vishal.
At least try and get 100 on the board. With this situation, I believe they could even be at 100, 110.
The safest place to hit straight down past the bowler, and this is the option that Nitin Varsani chooses again. Hits it straight past the bowler. Can't get better than that. It's a one bounce four. Yet another boundary, and Nitin Varsani is already taking the attack to the opposition. Divan up to the task. A quicker delivery, not much room offered to free his arm, but there's an overthrow here. And this might just cost them an extra run. And they're running for the second run, and there could be another one here. There's a smile on the face of Hiren Kerai, but he collects it and not allowing the batsman to go for the third run. So far, this has been an expensive over from Divan, conceding already 10 runs. While heave towards the mid-wicket, there's a fielder there. And the fielder collects it easily and gives away only 1 run. And that brings us to the last ball of over number 6. Good delivery, tail, but seems to be clearly missing leg. It's the pads and misses the keeper and the slip fielder. It will be interesting to see the umpire signal. Leg by as expected signal by the umpire, and they get 2 additional leg buys. So at the end of over number 6, Samatra are on 54 for the loss of 1 wicket. They need 91 runs in the remaining 4 overs, which means they have to score at almost 23 runs per over, Vishal. This is a Herculean task. If you were the coach or captain of the team, what would be your expectation at this point in time? Do you think from a qualifying perspective, they should try to get and score as many runs as possible?
As I mentioned earlier, at least they should try and get at least 100 on the board to at least have some healthy run rate on the points table. You never know, even a 0.1, 0.11 could definitely bring into the qualification round anyway.
Absolutely. And that is what all teams would be hoping for. And I think the qualifiers and the knockout is starting from next week onwards. So it would be either the Friday or the Saturday latest where we would be heading to the phase 2. So how many teams do they qualify from each group?
So we'll have 4 qualifying to play the Super 16. From the Super 16, the teams will start getting eliminated until we have the mega final next Saturday, that is on the 15th of August.
What an auspicious day from a perspective of an Indian national like me, where we celebrated the Independence Day. I believe last year too on Independence Day, we had a wonderful show of lighting here. I think that was in between the SIPL, if I would remember right. And this year too, I'm sure the organizers would have thought of something on that particular day. Coming back to the action here in the middle, over number 6, being done by Harshit Asani, who so far from 2 deliveries is given away 4 runs, courtesy of 1 wide. A cover drive there. Pierces the fielders, the cover fielder and the extra cover fielder. What a lovely looking shot. Gets 4 runs. Leans onto the ball and hits it between the fielders, who could do nothing but watch it sail past the boundary rope. Giving it a lot more air, Harshit, but was lucky to get enough with a full toss delivery. Batsman not able to connect it well. Brings us to the penultimate delivery of over number 7. So far, things have been very, very quiet for Team Samatra, Vishal. They need much more boundaries, much more sixes if they were to make amends of this chase.
That is hit straight from Nitin. There you go, the boundary. You call the boundary comes.
Looks like he heard us from the com box.
So with that single, Team Samatra are on 68 for the loss of 1. They require 77 in their 3 overs. So Harshin Varsani to bowl to Nitin Varsani. A chance of a run out here. Up in the air. Hiren Kera underneath. And that is end of Nitin Varsani. Harshin Varsani gets the breakthrough. Trying to guide down Harshin Varsani. Getting rid of Viral Pindoria. Uday Varsani walking in to face the hat-trick delivery from Harshin Varsani. And that is the first hat-trick of the season with the name of Hassin Varsani.
I think the way Hashin was looking to attack the stumps, there was nothing more expected. And Yorker delivery, first ball, straight to the stumps, and he knew exactly what he was doing. And look at the smile on his face. This is a smile that comes after you know that what you wanted to execute came out the way you expected and gets yet another wicket. This is the first hat-trick of this tournament, ladies and gentlemen. It has come in from Hashin Varsani.
So walking in, Mit Pindoria, the captain. So ending the over with 4 runs of 3 wickets, with 72 for the loss of 4.
Big appeal from Harish Asani, who comes to the attack. A very jovial, very interesting character to be having in any team. Harish Asani always has a smile on his face. Brings it in. Batsman nudges it towards the third man. Gets a single there. Harish coming in for his third delivery of the over. Pitches it full outside the off stump. Batsman could only hit it towards the long off and gets a single. This time a length delivery aimed towards his pads. Batsman trying to get some elevation on it, but beaten by the speed and hits it to the short mid wicket for a single there. I beg your pardon, that was towards the mid on. Clean bowled. Harish sends the stumps flying. Gets a wicket.
So he bowls to the captain, clean bowled. So 5th wicket down, courtesy of Harish Asani.
Rahul Vasani, the new batsman. He would be facing the last delivery of Harish's over so far, which has conceded only 3 runs, and he's gotten a wicket of the captain of team Samatra. Last ball of the over. Sways down the leg side. It's a left-handed batsman, Harish, finding it a little difficult to adjust. But he enjoys his contest. He knows that they need a mammoth effort. There's an appeal here for a leg LBW. Umpire clearly not interested. Looks like it was pitched outside leg. And that's the end of over number 9. Score moves to 76. Yeah, looks that the impact was on line, but pitched down leg, and that's definitely a no. For those of you who are watching, anything which is pitched down leg, irrespective of the impact, would be an appeal that would be void immediately. This live telecast is brought to you live by Pavitra. They've done a great job. Amazing broadcasting. Had the privilege of working with them even during the SPL T20. Looking at the amount of runs that the opponents would need, the wicketkeeper removes his pads and now fills in the hat of a bowler here. Milan Shiani bowling the last over. Vishal, does he do some leg spin?
Look at the ball that has turned. Flighted delivery, full toss. Sloppy fielding there by Sachin Siani. So Rahul Varsani will have to walk back. So 6 wickets down. So tap and a run. Another appeal. This time round, the umpire will use the TV umpire to give the decision. So not out here from TV umpire. The ball not in the hands of the keeper. A boundary 4 from Sandeep Varsani with 81. Bowling the wrong one here, Milan Siani. Towards the pads, final delivery, leg by. The innings of Team Samatra will end here on 84, and the game has been won by Vekra by 60 runs. We'll be back shortly with the second game between Team Madhapur and Team Mandvi.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin the presentation with the most number of dot balls powered by Sarova Group of Companies, MK Builders Limited, Pipe Masters and Plastics Limited, and Silmet Industries Limited. The most number of dot balls award goes to Mahendra Shiyani of Vekra. The highest number of sixes powered by Sysling Computers Limited and Secure Eye goes to Hiren Kerai of Vekra. And finally, the Man of the Match award, powered by Devkinandan Limited and CBM, goes to Harshin Varsani of Vekra.